Welcome to the Real Double Dose Channel broadcast station, focused on the real reels of real life, love, growth, and of course, elevation within all levels. RDDC is exactly the place where anyone can discover more depth, love, light, and clarity within themselves, and elevate from other people's walks of life, conversations, and questions, along with deeper insights. So tune in and be a part of the Double Doses with Lexus T and RDDC.
All right, so this is your girl Lex, always coming at you straight from the heart where the talk is real and the vibe is live. I wanted to give this conversation what it is, and this is the journey of choices, redemption, and reflection, or reflection and redemption. You know how it goes. And this is also called the hashtag regret collection. We're speaking about Mr. Cyrus Monroe, his journey, his stories, he's sharing different things people have submitted for years now, and I'm sorry it didn't get out. And these are recent, past, whatever. But either way, they're stories that lived and live on, and they wanted to share them with everybody as well. We want to share them with them so everybody can kind of get their piece out here and maybe have that, because I had dealt with that a lot of my life. But on this hospital bed journey, making it into the year with being in the hospital and the surgeries, it wasn't just the surgeries, it was a reflection of the regret. Like I said before, it was a regret of everything. Like, you do wish, man, what if I would have did that better? Like, I may never be able to drive my car. I may never be able to go drive around that block again. Like, this is my only ticket on earth. And you don't know if you're going to make it back. Those stories we hear about people coming back, we don't know if they're going to make it back. It's phenomenal that it happens and it changes them. I thought transformation had happened, but I forget. Sometimes I have to remember I'm still stuck in the cocoon, not wanting to fly off with my new wings. And sometimes I run back to the cocoon that's already disintegrated, and I'm trying to find a way to be on that branch. A lot of times we convince ourselves of when things are ready for us, they'll call us, but really it's not. They say if you build it, it will come, they will come, or whatever that thing is. It's not the same way it's supposed to be. If you create dinner, it doesn't guarantee someone's going to come to your house with a bottle of wine or some juice and sit down and eat with you. If you drive to the store, there's no guarantee that that item on the shelf that you saw yesterday will be there. Every day you look outside saying, oh, it's the same view, but something changed, whether it be the ant hive that created some new pupils, or whether the butterfly flew higher that day, or the birds chirp a different song, whether the grass is leaning to the left or the right, or the water dew was on there, or whether your neighbor reversed to the right or the left, or they had a good, chicken Alfredo last night, or, shrimp scampi. Something changed. Even in the 6-7 hours we closed our eyes, we were dead to the world, even though we were still breathing. And by the grace of God, we still see that. So let me jump into this so I can not hold you on your seats any longer, but I wanted to resonate with that. So this is part 3 of Mr. Cyrus Monroe sharing his conversation, the story he wanted to give. This is called hashtag of the regret collection, the choice you didn't know you made. So that's number 3 here. Sometimes the deepest regrets are from choices we never realized we made. We never even realize it in the moment of it being made, but after that time, and collectively, the regret collection, it collects itself and it hits you right at those moments. You're like, wow, it's a place, very much so, and sometimes not even the countenance of a feeling. So behind the door, Cyrus saw the life he never lived, a version of himself who didn't walk away, a version who forgave faster, who loved louder, who showed up. He watched this alternative version embrace his daughter after recital. He saw him reconciling with his friend Marcus. He saw him marrying Alina and traveling together, gray-haired, hand in hand, still laughing. You could have had this, not perfect, but beautiful, the voice whispered again. Cyrus fell to his knees in the vision. I didn't know what I was doing. The voice was calm yet clear. Regret is not punishment. It is a mirror. What you choose next is the key. And with that, Cyrus awoke back in the hospital. His heart monitor was steady now. The nurse's voice faintly called his name. He was alive, but something was different. He didn't reach for his phone to scroll. He asked for a pen. He began writing letters to Maya, to Marcus, to Alina, to himself. And then he whispered, I still have a pulse. That means I still have a purpose. Ooh, let me repeat that. I still have a pulse. That means I still have a purpose. Amen. Woo. If you didn't catch that, you need to re-catch it again. He said, give me the pen. He couldn't write his mama because his mama obviously had passed away from the cancer, but he could write his daughter, Maya. He could write his friend, Marcus. He could write the love that he lost, Alina, and he could write to himself. And he had to whisper, but I say it loud and proud to yourself and embrace it. I still have a pulse. That means I still have a purpose. Do not let it slip away. And I say this convictionally to myself, even more than ever. And that's what I needed right now. We're sharing this moment, authentically the reaction I needed to see. Boom. I can't apologize for being this passionate, but don't live with regrets. I'm telling you. Okay. I just want to say, regardless, family, what regrets are speaking louder than your peace? What version of you is still locked behind a door labeled someday? Someday I'll do this. Someday I'll do. I still have time. Do you? Do we? What is it? Right? The good news is if you're listening to this, you still have a chance to rewrite the ending. Now, I can't promise you when the ending is, baby. We don't even know we're promised to the end of the day or the end of the hour. But what I will say is the same thing that I'm happy that Cyrus took from the conversations we've had, and different things to say. It isn't punishment, the regret. It's a mirror from what you choose next. That is the key. And if you still have a pulse, my loves, that means you still have a purpose. No matter how big or small you might think it is, ask God to reveal that deep spiritual passion, that movement, and that journey where it is. And most of you say, well, what if it's just a taco stand? Or what if it's just paying polo? It doesn't matter. God can use that vision with anything. If it's something you're so passionate about, that obviously means there's something in there that God can utilize, is trying to utilize, or trying to reach someone else, or whatever the plan may be. Ultimately, we're the breath of God walking around in this creativity. You can never disconnect from the creator of all things, because if you did, you wouldn't exist. That's just what it is. So if you're still listening to this, you still have a chance to rewrite the ending, right? So I'm asking you right now to activate that journey of not living in that kind of regret and have the reflection and redemption you need. So write a letter tonight to your regret self. What do you wish you had said or done? Now flip it, right? What's one thing you can do right now to begin healing in that moment? Just get that perspective and say, I can't think. Yes, you can think that far. You had some kind of tragedy, been a part of someone with a tragedy or a loss or something. Even if it's, hey, I lost my seat. I should have booked it at that concert tonight. Maybe I would have met the love of my life. Maybe I would have had a great time. Maybe a lot of things would have happened if you would have showed up. And we ultimately affect the journey of that person from when we don't show up. Right? So write a letter tonight to your regretting self or the regret self, and basically, what do you wish you had said or done? And flip it around. And what's one thing or two you can do right now to begin healing that moment? I want you to all understand what that is. All of these things that come inside what we are. I can tell you to be the change, feel the passion, embrace the power of the Spirit. But sometimes it's louder and greater than that. Sometimes for a lot of people, they don't have the chance to grab a pen and write to those people. Sometimes their daughter, their friend, and their past lover is gone. But in his moment, he said, I have a chance to reach out and at least say what was going on at the time. Because Cyrus didn't even know he was making those decisions and how it affected other people. But in that mannerism, and I believe the Holy Spirit or the reflectiveness coming back saying, man, my daughter was crying at that recital. She just wanted me to be there. My friend wanted to build something in a dream to help him out as well. And I just left him because I thought about me more than us or him. You know, I didn't want to pursue that relationship because of what I was going through, but I had no idea what she was going through or leaving her behind. It was all about me. Traffic or not, it was about me. I could have left a little bit earlier. Could have did some things. Right? Could have told my mom I loved her instead of having that moment where I could never say that again except kissing my heart to the sky. Whatever you take from Mr. Monroe, thank you, Cyrus, for sharing that. I pray that it blesses your journey. And I pray that was just enough. See, I want to be able to give you more of that conversation as we go on longer broadcasting, but there's a lot of stories to share, and they're kind of basically almost endless at this point. But that right there can get you to a point of seeing how a person is going through that. Ultimately, Cyrus has updated us and said, he's got a chance to restart a relationship with his daughter again, baby steps, the love of his life. She did basically saying thank you for that. I think she moved on with her spouse, but, it was just about closing that forgiveness door as well. And his friend Marcus and him are still basically meeting up, having a beer, and talking about maybe some future ventures in their 50s coming up. So, sometimes it doesn't turn out like that, but ultimately it's a story that's shared, and maybe we'll update you if he lets us know. And that's enough update for now, but ultimately don't live in that harsh environment, and don't get there. Don't let it get there before you realize you don't have to make the unmade decisions, and you don't have to live with regret. I love you. You're amazing. May God be the blessing upon your life. Whatever it is, strive for it. And you can reach out to us at fliptheswitch@reborn.com and Real Double Dose channel at yandex.com. And we do have the spotlight coming out and much, much more. And we're going to see if we can do better with getting those conversations there and making sure your emails go straight to it as well from anything bounce factor. You do have to check your own filters, though, because we don't know if they're even reaching the areas they should. But we will stay up with you, and more comments can be left in our YouTube channel as well for the episodes coming on. But you're amazing. You are phenomenal. It's not cliche. It's not just wordage. It's the truth. Almost a decade in, hashtag RDDC, Flip the Switch, Heck versus Hell, and our newcomers, interviewers, and people who are going to be on the channel, hopefully, and expanding the awareness and the magnitude that deserves to be out there. So you're amazing. And just be the change. Always feel the passion. And never, ever let go of the power of the spirit that's within you, flowing around you, and it's always with you. I'll see you on the flip side, and I'll be back with you very, very soon.